I have a question for you. Have you ever been talking with a friend just to finish your sentence and get this look? You know the look I'm talking about. It's the one that says, I'm here, but I'm not here. It's the one that says, I hear what you're saying, but I have no idea what you said. Basically, it's a look that tells you, I have absolutely no clue because I was messaging someone or I was scrolling through something or I was snapping this moment. Look, I'm sure you have friends that do that. I mean, you and I, we don't do that, right? Yeah, okay, I've definitely done that. But, we all have those friends, right? Look, there's a word that defines that experience. It's distraction. In fact, distraction has gotten so bad that research a few years ago has found that since the year 2000, which is when mobile technology really took off, the average attention span has dropped from 12 seconds to just 8 seconds, which means that most of you just missed what I said. So let me say it again. The average attention span of human beings, you and I, is a whole 8 seconds. We have a real problem with focusing in today's world. And that problem, it's actually a greater threat to our ability to see God working than we might think. In John Mark Comer's book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, which I recommend, by the way, he quotes another writer, this theologian and pastor named John Ortberg. What he has to say sums up the potential threat that distraction poses to our ability to see God at work every day. He writes this: for many of us, the great danger is not that we will renounce or abandon, is what he means, our faith. It is that we will become so distracted and rushed and preoccupied that we will settle for a mediocre or basic version of it. We will just skim our lives instead of actually living them. Yikes. Look, I don't think any of us has set out to have a year of mediocre, basic, mid-type faith. No, we want to see God more clearly this year. We want to be more focused on seeing God at work in our lives, others, and the world around us every day. This is why it's so important that we fight distraction with focus this year. Seeing God takes intentional focus. In order to be in tune with what's going on around us and inside of us, we actually have to give our minds and hearts the space to disconnect from the distraction of push notifications, screens, and content that's being fed to us from an algorithm all the time. We're living in a time in history where our attention is what some of the most powerful companies on earth are fighting for. If we can stay distracted, we'll click more ads, we'll give creators more views, and we'll feed the algorithm more of what it needs to continue to distract us. And this all happens while we lose touch with the real world around us and the world within us. See, it's not that the things that are distracting us are bad all the time. It's just that for so many of us, myself included, they get to a point where they take our focus away from all the good that's literally right around us. I mean, we miss the goofy laugh of a younger sibling that actually gives us joy, or we ignore the sound of rain hitting our roof that could actually bring us a little bit of peace. Or we tune out the voice of our friend while we're scrolling mindlessly, missing the opportunity to show them kindness by truly listening. Look, I've done things like that more often than I'd like to admit, but look, maybe it's just me. But this year, I want to be less distracted and more focused. For me, I want to hear my kids laugh. I want to listen to my friends well. I want to take in more of the beauty of nature when I come across it. And if this is going to happen, it's going to take some real focus. So here are a few ways that you and I can find more focus this year. First, write down what distracts you. Take a few minutes and think about the distractions that you face on a regular basis. Is it your phone, social media, video games, constant music, that one group message, that one that always keeps your phone buzzing? None of these things are bad on their own, but it's important to ask yourself this question. What is distracting me from focusing on the things I want to focus on? If you find yourself getting caught up in scrolling or unable to turn off the video game console, you might want to write that down. Becoming more aware of what distracts you most will help you with the next step. And here's the next step. Second, schedule downtime from the things on your list. Whether it's daily, once a week, or once a month, schedule some time to put whatever is distracting you down, step away, turn it off, or whatever you need to do in order to interact with the world around you. Get comfortable leaving your phone inside while you go outside and get some fresh air. Turn your phone off and ask your sibling if they want to hang out. That's kind of wild to think about, but yeah, try it. Find time to put the screens down and focus on the world around you. It may be awkward or even kind of boring at first, but then you might be surprised how you see God's joy, love, or goodness through even these types of simple activities. Finally, the goal is not perfection, but progress. Look, We live in a day and age where distraction is really normal. So being more focused this year isn't about never being distracted ever again. If you find yourself skipping downtime or accidentally tuning out a friend, don't beat yourself up. The goal is seeing God more clearly by being more focused. Even the smallest moments of focus that lead you to seeing the fruit of God's Spirit somewhere around you is a big win. Any time spent focused instead of consumed by distraction shows just how much progress you're making toward getting in the habit of looking for God in your everyday life. Little moments matter a lot. So celebrate your focus and don't sweat the small setbacks. In fact, those little moments might be a lot more significant than we tend to think. That's exactly what I want to talk about when you come back for part 3.